everybody, and welcome back to the I Don't Know Running podcast, where we share our experiences that make running fun and sometimes not so fun. I'm Lewis. I'm a self-admitted lazy ultra runner, and I got a new book.
And I'm Mitch. And what's that book?
You got a new book too, kinda.
Yeah.
You're not excited to talk about it.
No, it's just, I blame your wife.
Yeah, she did start us on that. I think she started you on it too, right?
Right.
You're welcome.
Oh my gosh.
Who's the author?
Frida McFadden.
Frida McFadden. If you have not read Frida McFadden, do you remember the first book that we all read? What was that?
It was like The Housemaid or something like that.
Yeah. The Housemaid is Watching? Or was it just The Housemaid?
There's a series, right?
And that was the second one?
I can't remember which is which.
Yeah, look up Frida McFadden, The Housemaid, or The Housemaid is Watching, or whatever it is.
The inside joke is and I think it's well known if you've read any of her books, but there's always a twist.
Yeah.
So what is the twist going to be?
Well, and the first time I read the book, well, no, not the first time I read the book. I read the first and the second, and by the third, I was not even a quarter of the way in. It might have even been in the second book. I was getting so frustrated I was calling it out, saying, no, you're not. You're not going to do that. That's stupid. I know what you're going to do, and it's not that. What you should do, you're not going to do. It is straight out of the 80s horror films. Don't go in the dark barn with where the chainsaws are at. That's where they go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, my book is a running book. Ryan Hall, one of the best American runners of all time, has a book. And it's called Run the Mile You're In. And it's a pretty good book.
That's a good title.
Yeah. And I didn't know this about him. He's a longtime Christian, since he was a kid growing up.
Oh, I think I knew that.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And so he talks a lot about just the faith aspect of running. Well, how, number one, his faith is tied to his running, how it all started. And I've said this before, the closest the times were in 100-miler where I have just been depleted of everything have been the close times I've been to God with my faith. And it's been in those deepest of depths of times. And he mentions that. And he's not the only one that I've heard runner-wise say some similar things. So it's a really good book. And he does get into a little bit of his, I don't want to say his addiction to, but similar to kind of what we're going to be talking about today, and things that I have felt, and I think, well, you have said straight up, how much running means to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
For a lot of different reasons. It's not just because you want to do it. It's what it helps to regulate.
Yeah, it helps keep me sane in some ways. So this past year has been rough. So I was looking up things and because I'm super excited. I was going to use that as my opener. I'm super excited that I ran quotations.
Yeah.
Not very fast. 3 miles in a row.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
So I did it for the first time. I've done it 4 days in a row. So I took today off. And getting into that,
How did it make you feel?
Well, I knew I needed to because I've run, I've been out there, and I can't say I'm running because it's not the same, but it is. It's hard.
It is. It's how a lot of people start.
I agree. And you forget how hard it is to start again because I looked it up. I've run since the same time last year. I have run 200 miles.
For 1 year. Right now, if this was your 1 year, it's 200 miles.
Yeah. So it's just crazy. And I was running 2,000 miles a year. My record for a year was almost 4,000 miles.
Holy cow.
So to go from that to zero, and then it was a slow progress. I was definitely injured. I was definitely slowing down.
Yeah.
So I think it was July and August of last year, August and September of last year, I think I can't remember how many, like maybe 50 miles in August last year. And a lot of those miles, more than half, were a marathon. Same the next month, I ran like 40 miles in September last year and with a marathon.
With a marathon in there.
And then November, I think it was like 8 miles. That was it. And then nothing until I tried to do a pre-run in June. I did one attempt, and it was just trying to do a run walk. And then it's been building back up. So if you look at it, it goes like this, and it goes right back up.
Yeah,
and I'm starting. So, but it's exciting. Like it's hard. Like my watch tells me I'm doing a tempo run. I'm running an 11-minute mile. It just shows like, it's not the same. So in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like, what the heck? But in reality, I'm making progress. Like if you're a data geek, I can actually look at it and I can see the trend up.
Yeah.
But it doesn't feel that way.
Yeah. I'm sure it doesn't, only because of what you've already done, throughout your life with running. But if you were just starting out today, you would feel this is amazing. So that, of course, is a good thing to remember.
It's very humbling, and it makes me think about our language when we talk to other people that are just starting out.
True.
To say,
that's a really good point.
Like to talk to somebody and like, oh, you ran 3 miles. Big deal. It is a huge deal.
Yeah.
I'm realizing that again. It's like this is coming back to me and saying like, oh my gosh, never discount what somebody's doing.
Yeah, and it's funny because you might think you're trying to encourage by, oh, that's it. You need to do 5.
Right.
That's not encouraging.
It's not.
At least not to some people. Some people, depending on their makeup, okay, you can get away with that a little bit. But generally speaking, we need to, restructure, reframe how we're speaking to people to just say, man, that is awesome. So proud of you, that kind of a thing, so that they do get the right, feelings from that.
I think this is a good reset for me because I wonder how my language has been when I've been talking to people to discount something when like, oh my gosh, am I such a jerk to discount something about somebody else? Because again, I've been so depressed and so struggling. And then it's like, I'm better than this. Well, not really.
Yeah. It is. We have talked about that on the podcast before, that like, maybe we haven't treated somebody quite the right way because of this or because of that. And we've lost perspective. And we have said that, we've admitted that. Like there have been times where we've lost perspective on the first mile, the second mile, the third mile, the running 5 for the first time, a 10K. Would have never thought I would do a 10K. There's so many people in that boat, and to discount every step any step along the way is a misstep by us.
You ever see that meme that says the first mile is a liar and so is the second and third?
No.
That's been in my head all this week.
Oh.
First mile, and it is, like I just remember this from when I first started running. Like first mile is so hard when you're running consistently. The first mile, it's like your heart's trying to be in it, and and you'll watch your heart rate, and it just skyrockets in that first mile, and then like you get past all of a sudden it goes boop, and then it can go
settles in,
and it settles in, and it is that first mile is a liar. You got to get past that first mile.
Yeah.
And I always remember when I was running 6 to 8 miles a day, you got to get past 3.
I was going to say, I ignored the first 3 to 4 miles of any marathon race.
And then you settle in and it's like, okay, I can do this all day. But you got to get past. And right now I'm like, how do I get past 3?
Yeah.
To where I feel decent. So I'm just trying to get to that. And then I said this to my group this morning, like I just try to get to a mile and then I try to get to 2. That's all I'm doing right now. I might not make it, one day. It's got to be okay.
Yeah. It's obviously been such a big part of your life for a long time now, and then to have it ripped away. We're going to talk about a little bit about that today, but I'll just add a little bit about how I'm feeling right now in my current state with the buildup that I've been having, which has been really good and consistent. Mm-hmm. I've said that before too. This is the most consistent I have been in all my running life. Like anytime I've been running, maybe save cross country in high school or something like that where I was forced to.
So we need to force you, is what we're
apparently saying. I need to go back to high school. I have felt when I've had to force rest, because I have had that 3 days in the training work up here where I took the 1 day off the 1 week, and then I took 2 days off like the following week because the knee it was not cooperating. I will say this though, it has come so far since those that I went out and did speed work this week for the first time. I actually pushed it and it felt really good. And I'm wondering, now I want to start looking into how much does zone 2, low zone 2 or easy running affect your running stride? And can that have effects negatively on stuff in your body? Like,
that's interesting because I've been thinking about that this week as I've been pushing. To get better, you have to get uncomfortable. So what's that look like? For me, a tempo is just trying to run 3 miles. For you, you've been trying to stay in zone 2. How long before that has the consequences? Like you're not going to get faster if you just always stay in zone 2. That's not your goal right now though. So that's okay. But if you want to get faster, you got to get uncomfortable.
You do very specific workouts that are also then bookended maybe by
easy.
Yeah, super easy or a rest day, even if it's an active rest day or something like that. But at any rate, the times that I have had to take off, I've felt that. I can feel the quote unquote addiction coming. And that's what we're going to talk about today is how running can be addicting. And we're just going to dive into some of the things about it. Because we both have felt that. And I have felt it most recently. You have felt it probably most of after your first, I would say maybe 10K, you probably became addicted. It became such an integral part of your life.
Oh yeah.
That you had to have it, so to speak.
And I always had to go further. Always further.
Yeah. So this will be a good self-reflection podcast. And yeah. We're going to jump into basically it's just some data that we've collected. And it's going to have words that I have to try to fight through and figure out.
This is why you need to go back to high school, not to be forced to run. But
I don't think any of these words were taught in high school.
You sure?
I don't think.
You weren't paying attention.
Maybe a couple. So first thing is psychological drivers. These are things that are tied to the addiction, let's say. So for running. First of all, endorphins, classic runner's high, endorphin, pain relief. And I just wanted to spell out what each one of these top level words are. Endorphins are naturally occurring opioid peptides produced by the body that act as pain relievers and mood boosters. So that makes sense.
I do have to call out, I've been warning him. I've been threatening him, Tim, at work. He said this again. How do you ever get to that point?
To where you feel good or the runner's high?
He says, I've never experienced that. Never.
I've read and heard that the runner's high is a myth or only experienced by a few or certain conditions have to be right. Because I don't think I
get it every time,
no.
But I have had those times where it's just clicked.
Yeah.
Grand Rapids Marathon one year, every mile was faster. It was close to my PR, and I had a couple good marathons after that, but I just remember and being so excited. It's like, I'm getting it, and I had another time at Bayshore like that. It's like when I was trying to catch Amy, it's like, I'm going to catch her. Well, she picked it up too.
But it was a good race.
And I think I felt good. Like I finished that race. I felt like I could have kept running.
Yeah. And I think that is the endorphins are part of that feeling. But
everything's clicking.
Yeah, I would say the runner's high is specifically tied to the endorphins being released into the body. And if you have everything clicking, that just accentuates it, I would say. Endocannabinoids.
Man, good job.
I nailed it. I had to look that one up. I did not know how to.
And you practice it like 10 times.
I had to a few times. The spelling is endocannabinoids, so you can understand why it's not a super easy word to say. Endocannabinoids are compounds naturally produced in your body that act on the endocannabinoid system to help regulate homeostasis, the body's ability to maintain a stable internal environment. Along with cannabinoid receptors and regulatory enzymes, endocannabinoids are one of the three main components of the ECS, which is involved in numerous psychological functions, including appetite, mood, sleep, pain sensation, and immune responses. So obviously very big in how it affects our body. And some of the things that it points out are calmness, reduced anxiety, mild euphoria. Again, you could say that that's part of that runner's high. The next one being dopamine. Activates the brain's reward pathways, reinforcing behavior. I'm just going to spell this one out as well. Dopamine is a neurotransmitter that acts as a chemical messenger, primarily known for its role in the brain's reward system, motivation, and movement. I think a lot of people probably understand that one. Serotonin, mood regulation, and probably more people understand this one even. Mood regulation, reduced depression and anxiety. That is obviously very tied to...
That's been the big one for me, I think, then.
Yeah, serotonin, also known as 5... this is the one I showed you. Hydroxytryptamine. Got it. Hydroxytryptamine is a neurotransmitter and hormone that plays a crucial role in various psychological and physiological, I put those backwards, but functions. Mood regulation, sleep, appetite, learning and memory, blood clotting, cardiovascular function. So yeah, mood regulation, that's huge. Because yeah, I've noticed that. I think I may have said
Yeah, you've been a lot more agreeable lately.
Well, I have noticed that it's just things don't impact me as much as they may have before, whether that's somebody just having fun, and not at my expense, but just joking around. And I might take offense to it. I may have taken offense to it 6 months ago, but now I don't take near the offense to it. And I think that that's because I have better mood regulation going on right now because I'm actively exercising. And this isn't all running, right? This is exercise in general, but running is obviously a big part of this, what we do.
Right.
And then cortisol regulation, lower chronic stress over time. And then cortisol regulation involves the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal HPA axis, a system where and this is funny because I'm guessing that like if Terrence or Dave are listening to this, they're like, oh my gosh, those words are elementary.
We don't know that. They're not here right now to
right. They can't defend themselves.
No.
Where
he might text us later, but we don't have to believe him.
We won't share it.
No.
Where the hypothalamus signals the pituitary gland to release ACTH, which then stimulates the adrenal glands to produce cortisol. So all of these things are physiological. Did I say psychological? Physiological. I hope I said physiological.
You did.
Drivers. Psychological drivers. These are psychological drivers, accomplishment and mastery. Distances, like you said, always wanting to go.
That's the other thing I didn't say was going faster. Like, oh my gosh, I finished that route faster. And I'm looking at that a little bit now. Like, The cool thing about Garmin, I don't know what you use for you can take your, like any runs you want.
Yeah.
So if you run the same course, you can grab 4 of those, line them up, and you can hit the little button and you can watch it. It'll play and it'll show each one of those runs on that course. So dorky, but.
You use Garmin for that?
Yeah.
Huh.
I do it. You got to do it on the desktop though.
I use Strava because Strava literally tells me you have 7 similar runs to this.
Yeah, that does that too.
Yeah, and then I'll
Strava
pick
as
it.
well.
Yeah. So I normally use Strava for all of that, and then Stride.
Okay.
For that.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, accomplishments and mastery. So distances, PRs, races. Another psychological driver is stress management, coping mechanism. We've talked about that. It's a coping mechanism, so to speak, for you. Without it, you start to lose your mind.
I'm not fun to be around.
Yeah. You've really got to help drag you out of the pit, kind of, so to speak. Identity, being a quote unquote runner tied to self-worth. That's, I think, a big one because we've talked about this a couple of times recently when you weren't able to run and then
go to a race and then watching other people run. It sucks.
Yeah. It's hard. You're still a runner, but you don't identify as one because you're not able to.
Yeah. I'm sitting on the step.
Yeah. Control and predictability in a chaotic world, psychological driver. Flow state, this says full immersion, timelessness. I'm not really sure I understand.
Well, it's like when you get out and you do the dog path and you just you ever have that where you're running and it's just like you forget where you are?
True, yeah.
And you just take the turns and not even realize that you're taking the turns.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, it's like, my gosh, I just lost an hour.
Yeah.
I know Tim's not going to believe me on that, but
he's just got to run more.
He's got to run more.
Wait, we just said we can't do that.
Yeah, I can do it to him though. Him only.
Escape from negative emotions. Yeah, again, I think that's all kind of tied together. It does help us. I think that's one, like even in that book that I'm reading by Ryan Hall, he talks about, he's always done his best when he has not focused on negative comments, things like that, or negative emotions in general. I shouldn't say just negative comments. He actually avoids media altogether with regards to reading things about him. He just abstains from it all. He doesn't avoid media like talking to them or anything like that. He just avoids reading things about his running. But what he has said is he made sure not to take negative emotions into his runs because he would almost always not run well. It's amazing how those two are.
I've had that, like going out in a bad mood, twisted my ankle. You know what I mean? Just like,
yeah,
you're kind of mad. You're kind of, like.
Yeah, it's amazing how much the mood, your mood can affect your performance.
Right.
It really is. Some social drivers, community and belonging, 100%.
We've talked about this. It's
some people, it's okay. That is not necessarily their thing with running. They don't need or want the club or belonging to a community. But for others, it's a huge piece of it. And then you take that away, essentially. Well, like your morning run groups, it's just gone.
right.
That's a big piece.
I look out the window and they're all gathering because it still starts from, the cul-de-sac that I live on.
That is an image that is, I'm not laughing at you, but you got to admit, it's kind of funny. I can see you
funny to think about.
Sitting in the window, like peeking out, like with a sad face.
I'll just say a couple words and just put bleeps in there to, make it sound like I'm swearing.
But yeah, community and a sense of belonging. A lot of people are looking for that, and that's okay. I think those are actually good things. We want to be in community. Social reinforcement, praise, encouragement. We all like to get that praise and encouragement. That's what we talked about. Like not saying, "Oh, you only went 3 miles," or even like scoffing, like not even saying, "Oh, you only went." You don't have to say those words, but it can be read on your demeanor, your face, when they say, oh yeah, I went 3 miles, and you're like, you move on. Oh, okay. How'd you do? And not even recognizing.
I got that picture in my head too. You're all standing around a table or drinking coffee in the morning. And yeah, I got 3 miles in, and everybody, all these distance runners are like, yeah. And then what did you do, Lewis?
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Recognize that, and we do need to praise that.
Right.
And peer pressure, positive and negative. We have both done that.
Well, I know Brad Prime feeds off that.
Yeah, true.
Like he's not, I don't think he always wants to win, but.
He's an encourager though.
Yeah.
Big time.
What was it did Jason beat him by a second in that race? Is that what
time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he went whipping by Jason, and Jason still beat him. And man, they still talk about that.
It's funny. Yeah, so those are some social drivers. Here are some addictive patterns in runners' language. And you could put this along with so many different addictive things, but I have to run. There's a compulsion aspect to that, and that. I mean, for instance, I had a last Sunday, super long day. I go into church at, a little before 5, so whatever, 4:40. I leave here around 4:40. That doesn't leave me a lot of time. Like I had to get a 10-miler in. Well, look at that. I had to. Right there. Perfect example.
Have to, because you're following a training plan.
Yep. And we had baptisms in the afternoon. Well, I didn't get home.
When you're trying to get them.
I'm trying to get a 10-miler in.
So you try to go up there and say, hurry it up.
Well, I had to work. Like that's my job. It's like you having to. So I didn't get home until 8 at night.
Oh my gosh.
And no. I got home at 7. No, I think it was 8, something like that. And I said, if I can just get out the door by like 8:15 or 8:20, I'll be okay. And I'll get my 10-miler in.
At night?
Yeah. After a long day. It was great training. I was tired.
So it was good. It's good ultra training though.
And I was following a 20-miler the day before. So it was really good. And Nicole was not happy because I didn't take a headlamp or nothing. I just went. And I got rained on so hard, and it was like blowing sideways, and it was crazy good ultra training.
That's pretty epic actually to still get out. I mean, you got to take some pride in it to say, you know what, I still made it work.
Yeah, I did it.
Because it's even hard to do when you don't have an excuse. I thought about that this week. Sometimes it's just hard to get out just because you just don't want to.
Yeah.
So it's pretty epic to get out and make time for it.
But that was I have to feeling that day. But you're right. Part of that is because I was training. But I do get that sense more and more right now. And I think it is like,
but it pays off
feeling that
dividends on the race day.
100%. So yeah, the compulsion of I have to run, and probably more so if you're not training. Like if you're not training and you have that compulsion, like, I have to run. Oh my goodness. And it leads into the next one. Irritable anxiousness if you miss a run, 100%.
I had that today a little bit.
And I've felt that recently a little bit because of the taking time off. It's my therapy, clears my head. I think those are good things. Like if you're keeping it in check, I think those are good. Using them to do that. Because there are other things that you could use to do that are not healthy.
Right.
Drugs, alcohol, things like that, right? So, but it's how you're using it. Chasing the feeling of the runner's high, a PR, things like that. That's tough. I've been in that boat too. I always feel like I have to go faster. And you don't have to. That's not good. Sacrifices, relationships, sleep, work. Those are bad things.
You know what, though? I have taken personal time to go run in the morning before.
From work?
Yeah.
Well,
like taking time off.
Taking time off. Yeah. But I think that's okay. Yeah. I don't think you're not You're not losing your job to do it.
Right.
There's a difference.
Right.
Sacrificing a relationship or sleep. Yeah, those are, you need to, if you're going to get up at 4 a.m. to run, you got to go to bed on time. And you can't blow off a date or with your wife or whatever because I got to get my run in. You might want to be careful of those.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I'll see you in a couple hours.
See when I get back from my run.
Want to go pick up some pizza and have it ready when I get back?
Running through injury or pain.
Oh, I've done that.
Careful. Yep. That's getting you. That is a clear indicator.
For sure. I ended up with a herniated disc. I ran with a sore back for a month.
Yeah. And you exacerbated a Achilles issue. And now granted, that may have happened no matter what.
I think that was coming.
Yeah.
I don't think I was going to avoid it.
Identity crisis if unable to run. Yep. We've talked about that. Life revolves around the run schedule. What's wrong with that? Okay. That's not okay.
Let's skip that one. I don't see any problem with it. Take vacations.
Around running.
It's
normal, right?
I don't know what's wrong with that.
Nicole and I haven't been on many vacations lately because I haven't done any races. I mean, we have talked about like, that's what we did. And it was okay. We both do it. So it was like, it was fun.
Well, here's the thing. I was going to go to Alaska this year. If I can't run, why would I go to Alaska?
No reason to go there.
At least I got to be able to hike.
Yeah.
Like I can't go and just see it from the inside of a car.
Honestly, though, I think that would hold true for a lot of people. Like, why would you go to Alaska if you couldn't at least walk?
Right.
Yeah. Now we'll probably hear from people that, there's so much to do without walking.
Well,
maybe.
I'm okay with that. They comment.
Yeah, comment.
Tell me why.
The loss when injured, loss of a coping mechanism. We kind of talked about that. Loss of self-worth. I think that's one to kind of point out. Your worth is not tied all around your running. There's a lot more value to you as an individual than just running.
It makes me think like maybe I should have some hobbies besides because I don't know what to do with myself.
Yeah. I have other hobbies. Golf, one of them.
That one's horrible.
That one takes up a lot of time and a lot of money. Loss of community isolation, kind of talked about that. Loss of control, frustration, helplessness, talked about that a little bit. And yeah, some comparison to other addictions, similarities, compulsion, cravings, tolerance, withdrawal. That's very similar to alcohol, things like that, drugs. Reliance for mood regulation. You have to do it in order to control your mood. That's not a good thing. Loss of control, preoccupation, neglecting other areas. Again, not great things. Have talked about that. And relapse when resuming after time off. I think this is an opportunity like for you to understand like you got to come back in a healthy way. But I think you've got a good perspective now to be able to do that.
I think so. Because I've come to the realization I don't want to it's not just going to be all about running marathons. I have 5 states left. I do want to get into more backpacking. I got to be healthy to be able to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to try to get that fastest known time on the AT stuff.
Right.
And here are some differences why it's usually healthy for this addiction in running. Positive health outcomes, heart, bones, mental well-being. Those are all good things. If you're going to have an addiction or a healthy addiction, that's a good thing. Socially accepted and encouraged. 100%. Everybody's like, join a group. Yeah. Come join us. Financially manageable compared to gambling and drugs. Compared to gambling and drugs, it is.
Yeah, I was just thinking about...
It's cheaper than those.
Someone at work that has been working on the majors.
Oof.
Gets kind of pricey after.
Yeah. I guess you'd have to exclude a few things. Or, yeah, I mean, you do it at a responsible, like, I could see how that could be unhealthy, but
yeah.
you got to pay attention to it. Often strengthens relationships versus destroying them. And I think by and large, that's true. I mean, talking about mood regulation, things like that, it helps to, as you said, you weren't a nice person to be around without it. And now, that when you are running, it shaves off those highs and lows, more manageable.
I find I'm still a jerk.
Just not as big a one?
Well, maybe
not as a grumpy a one.
Yeah, maybe I'm gone more so they don't notice.
You're a more fun one when running.
Right.
But no, it definitely can strengthen as well, just in the fact of like my wife runs, so I run, we both run, your wife runs, you run, you both run. Those are,
I got up, I think it was Wednesday morning, and she said, I thought about getting up with you. I'm like, yeah, sure you did.
She thought about it right before she fell back asleep.
Right. I left, I start running at 4:30.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
Went right back to sleep.
I should have gone with you. Uh-huh.
Oh, because she didn't get her run in?
She doesn't run on Wednesdays typically anyway,
okay.
But could have.
Gotcha. And lastly, recovery, quote unquote, means balance, not abstinence.
That's my favorite one.
Is it?
Yeah. I just like how that you could read that so many ways.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it does. You as long as you're finding a healthy balance to incorporate that running into your life.
Because being active, no matter what it looks like, is important.
Yeah.
Not easy, but we can get so much into our day-to-day and not find time for it. The reality is to do things that are hard, even if you're not busy, it's not easy to do because it's not always fun.
No. Well, that's why these are some things. Is running addicting, or how running can be addicting? It is addicting, or it can be addicting, depending on how much you let it control different factors of your life. Always keep in mind, keep a healthy balance with anything. And it can be an enjoyable part of it. I think that's this episode.
I think that's it. Check us out on
Facebook,
all the
YouTube,
platforms.
All the platforms, listening platforms, Patreon. But with that's going to wrap up this episode of the I Don't Know Running podcast. Be sure to tune in next time as we share more about what we just don't know.
Till then, happy running.